Roger Stone here for Colonial Metals Group. Colonial Metals Group helps Americans protect their future with the most trusted store of wealth in human history. That's actual physical gold and silver. If you're retiring or you're retired, go to colonialmetalsgroup.com/stone right now for your free Roger Stone Colonial Metals Group Retirement Protection Kit. Or call 800-747-6589. That's 800-747-6589. Call now to receive your free home safe and up to $7,500 in free silver.
You're commuting home with Katz and Cosby. Now here's John Catsimatidis and Rita Cosby on 77 WABC.
Everybody talking about the debate, the 3-on-1 debate, I call it. And joining us now is the great former White House press secretary, Ari Fleischer. Ari, your reaction to the debate. First of all, who won, who lost? I say the American public lost.
Well, I hate to say it, but it was a real missed opportunity by President Trump to drive home just how bad Kamala Harris is. He did it twice. He did it early on in the debate when he took her over her old issues, as she would say, her previous position about fracking, about gun confiscation, and he did it in his closing statement. But guys, what he missed was doing it on every single question. Because that's what you do. You define your opponent. You play offense. And he played too much defense, rebutting each and every little individual point that she would make about the rallies, about nonsense issues. He would go into whatever agenda she opened up. And he should have ignored 3/4 of the things she talked about and made her respond to him, because he should have been relentless on walking the American people through all the liberal, extreme San Francisco positions she has taken and hung them all around her neck. And I don't think he did that.
You know, Ari, I have a thought. I'm going to steal a line from Judge Weinberg, who's here in studio with us. Do you think he should have done a Newt Gingrich? And the reason I say that to you is I think he expected the moderators to be not necessarily fair to him, which they certainly were not. But I don't think he expected it to the degree. Should he have actually, and I think of Newt was masterful at that debate, that very famous one where he really did go almost nuclear on the moderators. And he said, how dare you? Ba, 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 ba. This is why the American public doesn't trust the media. I say that as a member of the media, but would that have been the only choice, given it really did feel like 3 against 1?
You know, normally I would say yes, but he first had to take care of the Kamala Harris business. Before fighting with the press, where there's a lot to fight with them about, he first needed to fight with Kamala Harris. So if he had made the case of what a San Francisco liberal she is, and nobody in America believes all her flip-flops, and if she gets in, she's going to ban fracking and ban liquid natural gas exports, and she's going to confiscate our guns. She called ICE the KKK. She said the Border Patrol whipped migrants. She's a liberal at every turn that you can imagine. Take away your private health insurance. If he had prosecuted her, then he could have said with a smile, and I've got to take you guys on too, because you're defending her. Of course you are. You're all liberals. But he didn't do the first part of it. And so taking down the press, he's not running against he is running against the press.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But he's first got to run through Kamala Harris.
Do you think it's because
he had a bad night? I mean, you have to say that. I don't know if he was tired. I don't know if he didn't prepare, but he did have a bad night. Originally, going into the last night, I was comparing it to her being a lightweight, 100-pound lightweight going against a 300-pound heavyweight, and she balanced it out.
Yeah, what I think the biggest damage, and I think it's going to be minimal in terms of actually changing voter behavior, but she actually credentialed herself in the eyes of maybe some doubters that, I could see her. She seemed steady. She wasn't nothing but a word salad. And that helped made her look a little more presidential. And that's why I made the point I make. And I take no pleasure in making this point about President Trump. I wish he had put her on the defensive on every single question. So after the debate was over, her team turned to her and said, man, all you did was rebut Trump, because he should have been more relentless on her vulnerabilities.
Do you think, Ari, that he was maybe told, don't attack, try to, whatever she says, almost in the Biden theme. Remember, he just kind of let Biden fall apart. Do you think he almost went in with that same mindset, or was told to, whatever you do, don't come across mean, don't go after her, don't look angry, it's a woman, all of those things, and maybe overcompensated in that regard, and that held him back?
Yeah, Rita, that crossed my mind. I do worry about that. I do think that may be what was going on. I'm not sure. The other issue is, how much of her liberal positions does he really know? Has he memorized it? Does he have it internalized? I mean, does it just roll off his tongue because he studied, watched her tapes, and saw how liberal she is on each and every position? You know, sometimes he stumbles over it and uses shorthand as he describes these things. He was in the best position anybody will ever be to inform the American people about who Kamala Harris is. He should have been the nation's reporter last night, the nation's anchor, filling in the American people on Kamala Harris's background and record. And all he had to do was factually lay it out. But, you know, I don't know. Did he know it? Was he fluent in it? Because he didn't come across with it as such a comfortable flow off his lips about all the positions she's taken.
Judge Weinberg.
I think it's probably more of that.
Ari, it's good to talk to you again. I think you're absolutely right. You don't go out there and say you're a Marxist and your father was a Marxist. That doesn't mean anything. What it means is you're going to raise taxes. You caused the inflation. You had phony bills with respect to the Green New Deal. You did all these wrong things. You opened up the border. Those are the ways you do it, by doing specific point after point after point. Everything she's done wrong. You want to defund the police. You want to defund ICE. The crime is up. He didn't do that. Saying to in a debate, you're a Marxist, your father's a Marxist, doesn't get the message of point. A lot of people don't even know what a Marxist is. They think it's Groucho Marx.
He did it twice. He did it twice. But my point is, when you prepare for a debate, you want to do it every question. No matter what the question is, you bring it back to your opponent's weaknesses. And that's what she tried to do to him on every question. She didn't answer any questions. She didn't define who herself was. The one question where ABC asked her about her flip-flops on issues, she said, I'll answer that in just a second, and never answered that. But Trump didn't pounce on it. And your point about maybe somebody coached him, don't pounce on her, may have been right.
Ari, thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Ari.
He had a bad night, and let's hope we go upwards from now.
Thank you, guys. Always great to be with you.
We love having you. Thank you, Ari.